Alright, we'll do our in-cab inspection. First I'd like to inspect my seat belt. Should be securely mounted at the top, bottom. Should have no rips or cuts, frays in it. Should latch properly, securely mounted at the bottom. Check my safety equipment, which you should have a fully charged mounted fire extinguisher. Should also have 3 red reflective triangles, and also spare fuses or breakers, whatever the truck is equipped with. We're going to do a safe start. We have an automatic transmission vehicle, so we must make sure the vehicle's in neutral. First thing we're going to check is our ABS light and our DEF light. I turn the key, my ABS light should come on and go off, saying that my ABS system's working properly, and my DEF light should also go on and off. You should also have at least 1/8 of a tank showing, registering on your gauge for your DEF. We'll crank up. First thing we want to check is our oil pressure gauge. Make sure that it rises immediately, operate in the safe range. Also check my temperature gauge. Make sure my needle rises, should be operating in the same safe range. Also check my voltmeter. It's digital, should operate in the safe range. And I'll also make sure that my air gauges build up. They should build up to approximately 120, 130 pounds. You must say that they reach governor cutoff to get credit for them. They will actually purge when they reach governor cutoff. I check my lighting indicators. My left arrow should blink. My right arrow should blink. My 4-ways, both arrows should blink. And also check my high beam indicator. My high beam indicator should work properly. Okay, they're at maximum pressure now. I'd like to go ahead and check my horns. Electric horn should work. Air horn should work. Check my heater and defroster. Check my heater. Turn that on. Make sure that it blows out of the bottom. And I'll check my defroster. Make sure that my defroster is working properly. Check my windshield. My windshield's not cracked, no stickers, clean. I check my mirrors, make sure that they're not cracked, they're clean, and also adjust it. Check my windshield wipers. Windshield wipers are here. I'd make sure that they operate properly. Push the fluid, which is right above that switch. Make sure your fluid works properly. Also want to make sure that my windshield wiper blades aren't bent or broke, or split or cut. My arms aren't bent or broke. Okay, we're at governor cutoff. I'd like to go ahead and check my parking brakes. What I'd like to do is you have to check your truck parking brake and trailer parking brake. Must be a governor cutoff for maximum pressure to start this. Check my truck parking brake, so we're going to release the trailer parking brake, and I'm actually going to put it in gear. And I will try to tug gently against the truck parking brake to make sure it's working properly. Go back to neutral. Now we'll check the trailer parking brake. I will push in the truck parking brake. Again, put it in gear. Pull against it gently to make sure my trailer parking brake's working properly. Neutral. And what I'd like to do next is check my service brake. And what I'm going to do here is we're going to pull forward 5 miles an hour, and I'm going to hit my service brake, which is my foot brake, and we're going to make sure that we have a good foot brake and that my wheel doesn't pull left or right. So we'll put this in gear. And we'll pull up approximately 5 miles an hour. And hit our foot brake. Wheel didn't pull left or right. We do have a good pedal. Okay, we'll back this back in place. We're going to crank up our vehicle and do our air brake check. Air brake check is pass-fail on the test. Air brake check is going to check 3 things. It's going to check that that we don't have any air leaks in our system. It's going to check your low air warning device. It's also going to check that your spring brakes close when you get low on air. So we're at maximum pressure, governor cutoff. My tanks are purged. I'm going to roll my window down. I'm going to shut my motor off. Okay. I'm going to turn my key on so my gauge will work. And I'm going to release my parking brakes. Okay. I'm going to apply the foot brake and make sure my gauge settles. At this point, engine off, key to the on position, parking brakes released, my foot on the brake, air gauge settled. I'm going to time for 1 minute, get that started, and I'm going to watch my gauge. And I cannot lose more than 4 pounds in a minute on my air gauge. I'm also going to listen for leaks. You must tell the examiner that you're listening for leaks and that you cannot lose more than 4 pounds in 1 minute. The state does allow you to use your cell phone as a timer for this test. That's the only time you're allowed to use your cell phone, is for the air brake check, to do the minute time. Okay, we've gone our minute. We have not lost more than 4 pounds in 1 minute. Second part of the air brake check checks your low air warning device. What I'm going to do is fan my brake pedal, which is releasing it and applying it quickly. Approximately 55 pounds, or whatever the manufacturer has set the low air warning device at. Your light should come on, the buzzer should come on, warning you are low on air so that you may exit the road safely to get off the road. And the third part of the air brake check checks to make sure that your parking brakes pop out when your brakes close. So approximately 20 to 40 pounds, your parking brake should pop out, telling you that your brakes are closed. Okay, there's my parking brakes. They have popped out, and that concludes my air brake check. Checking for the leaks, checking the lower warning device, and also checking that your parking brakes pop out.